Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Canadian Football Central. CFL content for the fans, by the fans. And we got another signing coming up for Saskatchewan. This one's actually by request. I wasn't sure if we'd talk about this one, but we had some Rider fans that were asking for it. So we're absolutely going to talk about it just because wasn't 100% sure on what all to say, but I inquired with some people that I would classify as experts to help us with this. As Michael Hughes re-signs with the Saskatchewan Roughriders. And so we have a friend of ours. He runs what is it, Between the Goalposts?
Yes.
Yeah, it was between the goalposts. He works a lot with the CFL forum as well. So link to the CFL forum is in the description below if you want to join it. Our guy here, he's I believe he's like their moderator. He's like the guy in charge. He's great. He knows a lot
And he
of
can
stuff.
also be found on X at Between the Goalposts.
Yeah, so you can find him there. But kind of in regards to, I guess, his thoughts on Michael Hughes, he had said he's got a big leg, that's for sure. He looked good in his only game. He went 4 for 4 on all kicks with a long of 42 yards. I think if Lothar wants to return, you bring both kickers into camp for preseason with kind of the job being kind of a bit open, you know what I mean? Kind of mentions about kind of Lothar also having to deal with some back issues, something that needs to be kind of kept in mind. And he's kind of now starting to get a bit better. So it'll be interesting to see where the Riders decide to go with it when it comes to that starting spot. But it makes sense in the sense of that if we look at Michael Hughes, he's 23. He's a young guy. And Brett Lothar is on the trail end of his career. I'm not saying that he's necessarily done. I'm not. He can still keep going if he's able to and if he wants to, or however Saskatchewan decides to go about it. But it's definitely a good idea to have kind of have a guy ready, you know what I mean? And so that's what I see with this signing. So first of all, is this just a 1-year deal, Rick, with Michael Hughes?
I know of, yeah.
I don't see anything.
Yes, I haven't heard of anything otherwise.
But yeah, so because if we look at his time in like 2025 season, he had played one game. He had went 2 for 2, 100%, made a 42-yarder, and generally there was no problems with him there. He had done well, and but Lothar was their guy, so they kind of continued with that. But it's good to have a guy kind of in the system. And 23 is very young for a football player. He's 6'3", 190 pounds, so he is a tall guy. And if we even just kind of look at his record when he was playing college ball down at Appalachian State, which is in the, I believe they're the Mountaineers in the Sun Belt Conference. His percentage had gotten better year over year. So you could see kind of improvement. So first year, he's on the team, but he doesn't get any time. Plays 14 games, but it says he didn't attempt any kicks. So I'm assuming predominantly as backup. Then second year, he made 9 out of 12 field goals, so he went 75%. He was 5 for 5 between 20 and 29 yards, 3 for 4 between 30 and 39 yards, 1 for 2 between 40 and 49 yards, and he was 0 and 1 for a 50-plus yarder. If we take a look, though, he also went 50 for 50 on the extra points that year. So didn't actually. Not only that, he went 100% on all of his extra points through his entire time in college ball in Appalachian State. He had never missed one. So just kind of a key thing something to keep in mind there for the extra points. Going into his third year, his junior year, he had made 19 for 22, so still missed 3 field goals, but on more attempts. So he went from 75% up to 86.4. He was 10 for 10 from 20 to 29 yards, 4 for 4 from 30 to 39 yards, 3 for 6 from 40 to 49 yards, but he was 2 for 2 in 50-plus yard kicks. And in his last year, played only 6 games, but in those 6 games went 7 for 8 for 87.5. So up another, what is it, not 9%, I think it was 11%, up from 86.4 up to 87.5. So up 1.1%, sorry, not 11, 1.1. And he had went 2 for 2 on 20 through 29 yard field goals, 4 for 4 from 30 through 39. And then he went 1 for 2 from 40 to 49-yard field goals. He didn't go for any that were 50 plus. So his time in college, you can kind of see that clear progression upwards, with I think his junior year probably being the best sample size. Not that his senior year was bad. He'd played less games in that, so I'm not sure if that was injury or whatever reason it was. But it looked like he had been constantly improving, and that's what you want to see. If you're looking at guys, you want to see improvement. You want to see consistency. You know what I mean? As that's essential for a kicker. I mean, if you look at the best kickers in the CFL, essentially you usually get one of two things. Either you get general consistency or you get distance. So, for example, on the two sides of that coin, Sergio Castillo, he's had years where he's been more consistent, but his big strength is that distance, is that he can kick some kicks longer than anyone else in the CFL can. But then if you're looking at the consistency side of things, Sean White, if he's going up to kick the ball, that football is going between the uprights. And I think Saskatchewan fans were maybe a little bit concerned with the consistency they saw this year from Lothar. Now, he got it done when it mattered. And that's something that I need to say, is that when it came to Grey Cup, he hit it. He hit the ones that mattered. And so, big factor there. And it's one of those things where, at the end of the day, he's a Grey Cup champion in Saskatchewan. And so, but I think it's smart that the Riders potentially have a plan for moving into the future, because that you have to. So what do you think about this move, Rick?
Um, I mean, Brett Lothar didn't have the greatest numbers last year. And I mean, he is getting up. Everyone always has that thought of, oh, is it going to be 30? Is it going to be 35? Sean White in our interview last week even said, like, he'll kick until he can't kick anymore.
Yep.
So it's like, with him now having back issues, it's like, okay, like, are you gonna call it a career? Are you gonna keep on
Well,
playing? Like,
well, apparently he's starting to feel a little bit better now. So we'll have to see. But I wouldn't be surprised if this kind of goes the way that between the goalposts was suggesting, is maybe that spot is maybe not
up for
set in
grabs.
stone for Brett Lothar. Like, maybe it is up for grabs. You know what I mean? Maybe we'll get what we got last year. And you know what that is, Rick? What have you done for me
Done for
lately?
me lately.
That's right. So we'll have to see how that goes. Is there anything else you got there, Rick, though? I think I've pretty much said everything I was planning on
Nope.
sticking out. So thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. We hope you guys enjoyed it. And make sure you guys leave a like, share it around, and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, if you guys haven't, make sure you guys join our Discord. Link in the description below to our Discord, where we discuss all things CFL, NHL, all sorts of sports stuff. So make sure you guys go there and keep the conversation going. And before we get going, Rick, you got something you want to say regarding free agency?
Well, I was actually gonna mention two things, as
Oh
you
yeah,
already
two
mentioned
things.
earlier. Two things. As you mentioned earlier, in the description there will be a link to the CFL forum, which supports all all teams across the leagues.
Join up.
Some interesting conversations going over on the fan forum, so there's that as well. Also on February 10th, I will be having a very long chat, probably about 10 to 12 hours, of all the free agent signings, where they could possibly end up, what their teams look like, and all the fun jazz of all the rumors. So don't forget to come check that out too. But other than that, Carter,
Fair enough.
take it away, my friend.
We'll see you guys next time.